Good day and welcome to Mayor King's TV News. I am Timiala Emanuela. Now to begin the news, here are some of our top stories. Oborevwori felicitates with Deltons at 34 and assures of brighter days ahead. Ijaw and Urhobo leaders ask INEC to halt voter registration and implement Supreme Court-ordered ward delineation. On the business news, Oborevwori urges federal government to revive Delta ports. In the world of sports, Ikpeba backs Super Eagles to beat Rwanda and South Africa. Now the news in full. Delta State Governor Right Honorable Sheriff Oborevwori has congratulated the people of Delta State on the celebration of the 34th anniversary of the state's creation, assuring them of better and more prosperous days under his administration. In a statement issued on Tuesday in Asaba by his chief press secretary, Sir Festus Ahon, the governor described Delta's 34-year journey as one of resilience, unity, and steady progress despite various challenges. Governor Oborevwori commended past leaders, traditional rulers, community heads, and citizens for their invaluable contributions to the growth and stability of the state, noting that their sacrifices have sustained peace and development over the years. Reaffirming his commitment to the more agenda, meaningful development, opportunities for all, realistic reforms, and enhanced peace and security, Oborevwori assured that this administration would consolidate on past achievements while opening new frontiers of growth across all sectors. He urged Deltans to remain peaceful, hopeful, and supportive of government programs, stressing that the success of the state depends on the collective resolve of its people. Governor Oborevwori also called for prayers and unity as the state embarks on what he described as a new era of inclusive development. Leaders of the indigenous Ijaw and Urhobo communities in Warri Federal Constituency have called on the Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC) to suspend the ongoing continuous voter registration (CVR) exercise in the area, insisting that it is illegal and contemptuous of a Supreme Court judgment ordering a fresh delineation of electoral wards and polling units. The call was made on Monday during a World Press Conference in Warri, where the groups accused INEC of attempting to disenfranchise them by proceeding with voter registration without first completing the delineation process. Reading the joint position of the groups, Olorogun Victor Okumagba, a prominent son of Okere Urhobo Kingdom, said the Ijaw and Urhobo of Warri Federal Constituency would boycott the CVR exercise until INEC complied with the Supreme Court ruling. Other community leaders, including Chief Gospower Benakama, Dr. Joel Bisina, Reverend Samuel Ako, Chief Emmanuel Sekondi, and Chief John Iramvo also urged INEC to immediately release and implement the long-awaited report on ward delineation. The leaders recalled that on December 2, 2022, the Supreme Court ordered INEC to conduct a fresh delineation of wards and polling units in Warri Southwest, Warri South, and Warri North local government areas following years of disputes over alleged gerrymandering that skewed representation against the Ijaw and Urhobo people. They noted that although INEC had held several meetings with stakeholders and presented a draft report on April 4, 2025, the Commission has since failed to publish the final document. Instead, INEC has gone ahead with preparations for future elections. However, while stressing that they were capable of shutting down oil operations in the area, the representatives maintained that they would continue to pursue their demands through lawful and democratic means. The Warri Zone of the Nigerian Medical Association (NMA) in Delta State has uncovered a baby factory operating under the guise of a hospital along Onro Road in Udu local government area of Delta State. The zonal chairman of NMA, Jeba Bright, while confirming the development, said the discovery was made during the association's routine monitoring exercise to clamp down on medical quackery and unregistered facilities. Bright said 4 babies were found in the facility, which was being run by unqualified practitioners. According to him, NMA immediately alerted the police, who arrested the operator of the facility and one auxiliary nurse found feeding the babies. Bright further stated that the babies had since been transferred to an orphanage in Asaba by the police for proper care. The NMA chairman reiterated the association's commitment to safeguarding public health by exposing quackery and shutting down fake medical facilities in the region. The Pest Control Association of Nigeria (PCAN) has expressed its renewed commitment to a malaria-free Nigeria as it joined the global community in commemorating World Mosquito Day 2025. The theme of the celebration is accelerating the fight against mosquitoes for a malaria-free nation. This is contained in a statement signed by the National Public Relations Officer (PCAN) PCO Dr. Dennis Olasbisi and made available in Lagos. Speaking on the celebration, PCAN President PCO Olakunle Williams reiterated PCAN's resolve to intensify collaboration with government, development partners, and communities in the war against mosquitoes, which he said remain the single deadliest vector of malaria in Nigeria. He said that PCAN has consistently advanced mosquito control and malaria prevention projects nationwide, often through its corporate social responsibility (CSR) initiatives. He explained that in partnership with stakeholders such as the Environmental Health Council of Nigeria, Rotary International, and the Lagos State Environmental Protection Agency, PCAN has delivered life-saving interventions to high-risk communities. He listed the communities as the internally displaced persons IDP camps in Abuja, Itire, Ikate communities, and Kirikiri communities in Lagos. Additionally, Williams appealed to governments at all levels to increase investment in malaria control programs, strengthen health infrastructure, and support professional pest management services. The organizers of Miss Universe Nigeria 2025 have unveiled 22 finalists who will compete for the crown at this year's pageant. The contestants drawn from states across the federation were introduced through the competition's official website and social media platforms. The eventual winner will succeed the outgoing queen, Chidima Adesina, and go on to represent Nigeria at the Miss Universe International Finals later this year. The pageant, according to the organizers, places emphasis not only on beauty but also on advocacy, with contestants championing causes ranging from education and youth empowerment to health and gender equality. In the meantime, voting has also commenced on the Miss Universe Nigeria website, while preparations continue for the main event, which is expected to attract high-profile guests from the entertainment, fashion, and corporate sectors. Now on the business news. The governor of Delta State, Sheriff Oborevwori, has urged the federal government to revive the Warri, Koko, Sapele and Burutu ports and reiterated his administration's commitment to collaborate with the government at the center in that regard. The governor, who spoke yesterday when he received on a costly visit the board of directors of the Nigerian Ports Authority (NPA), led by its chairman, Prince Sen Adedayo Adeleye, said the revival of the seaports would uncloak the full economic potential of Delta as Nigeria's maritime hub. He insisted that the revitalization of the ports would create jobs, attract investment, and boost national revenue. He further commended the NPA for its modernization efforts, but appealed for urgent dredging of the Warri Channel and the rehabilitation of Warri and Koko port facilities, stressing that such interventions needed to be treated as national priorities. He added that Delta State had enacted a law against collection of illegal levies and harassment of companies to protect investments. Now on the foreign scene. Reform UK has suggested it would be prepared to deport 600,000 migrants over 5 years if it won power at the next election. Leader Nigel Farage said his party would bar anyone who comes to the UK on small boats from claiming asylum under plans announced earlier. It says it would make €2 billion available to offer payments or aid to countries like Afghanistan to take back migrants, with sanctions potentially imposed on uncooperative countries. Labour has branded the proposal unworkable, whilst the Conservatives have accused Reform of copying ideas they announced earlier this year. Launching the plan, dubbed Operation Restoring Justice, Farage said the only way to stop small boats crossing the English Channel was by detaining and deporting absolutely anyone who comes via that route. Farage, who had previously said mass deportations were a political impossibility, said his party had now come up with a credible plan so that they can deport hundreds of thousands of people over the 5 years of a reform government. Finally, on the world of sports, former Super Eagles striker Victor Ikpeba has backed the team to beat Rwanda and South Africa in their upcoming 2026 FIFA World Cup qualifying fixtures. Eric Shilly's side will host the Amovabi of Rwanda in a matchday 7 encounter at the Godswill Akpabio International Stadium, Uyo, on Saturday, 6 September. The West Africans will take on the Bafana Bafana of South Africa in Bloemfontein 4 days later. The Super Eagles currently occupy fourth position in their group with 7 points from 6 games. Ikpeba believed the players will get their qualification campaign back on track with victories over Rwanda and South Africa. Now to hand the news, a quick recap on our headlines. Oborevwori felicitates with Deltans at 34 and assures of brighter days ahead. Ijaw and Robo leaders ask INEC to halt voter registration and implement Supreme Court ordered ward delineation. On business, Oborevwori urges federal government to revive Delta ports. On sports, Ikpeba backs Super Eagles to beat Rwanda and South Africa. That's the news as read and edited by Tiniela Emanuela. Thanks for watching.